All right, you guys, thank you so much for hopping on. I wasn't even going to do a team call this week because I'm still trying to get on a schedule, and it's been kind of crazy over here moving to Israel and whatnot. But I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure Nora will be sleeping at this time, so I might as well hop on and share about this topic because it's been on my mind for a few weeks now, and I feel like it's a big topic, especially for our team, because we have a lot of moms, we have a lot of wives, and we're all trying to work this business and trying to figure things out. And so I feel like I maybe don't talk about it enough because it's one of the biggest questions that I think we get on our team, or that I get from you guys, is like, how do I make this work with my lifestyle? And I see people quit all the time because they say, oh, I can't run a business and have a family. And I think that's just the wrong mindset. I think the mindset that you should have is, you can do both, but you have to be really good at budgeting your time, and you have to kind of fail through it a little bit and figure out what works for you. And so that's kind of what we're going to talk about today, is how you can budget your time, how you can put your priorities in the right order, to make this work and to make it work for your family, because none of us are here because we want to work 24/7 every single day, all hours of the day, right? We're here because we want a career that gives us freedom to be able to spend more time with our families, to be able to do the things that we want to do with our kids, and all of that kind of stuff that this business can bring to you. It can be such a blessing if you let it be a blessing, but it can also be such a curse if you do it the wrong way. And I can say that because I've done it the wrong way, and I failed through it, and I've done it the right way. And I can tell you that it's so much better. It's such a bigger blessing when you do it the right way. And instead of just saying, oh, I failed, I give up, I can't do this. I said, you know what, I've screwed up, but how can I do this better? Because I know there is a better way to do it. So real quick, before I get started on that, I want to share my screen and do a little shout out recognition, because we've had some awesome stuff going on the past couple of weeks. So I want to give a shout out to everybody who achieved Success Club last month. That is awesome. Last month was a hard month. And we had some people who were totally killing it last month, totally changing some lives. So Amy is up there with 16 points last month. Congrats, Amy. That's amazing. She helped 8 people change their lives last month. So that's incredible. Melissa had 12, Crystal 12, Carrie 10, Amanda 10, I had 10, Kirsten had 10, and then with 3 lives, at least 3 lives, we have Courtney, Mandy, Elizabeth, Taylor, Jenny, and Bethany. So congrats, you guys. You worked so hard last month. I'm so proud of everybody that's on this board. Whether you helped one person or you helped 8 people, you did something important and you changed somebody's lives. You possibly change the future of where they're going and where they're headed. So that is really, really awesome. And then we have our top 10 from last month as well. So we have Amy, Melissa, Crystal, Carrie, Amanda, Kirsten, Courtney, Mandy, and Elizabeth. Congrats, you guys. You are the top life changers basically for last month. That means you earned the most Success Club points. You helped the most people last month. So that's awesome. And then it's already November. It's crazy. It's flown by for me with all this traveling and stuff, and it's been crazy, but you guys are killing it already. Crystal has already hit Success Club 6. So she's already helped 3 people. And then we have a bunch of other people that are on deck this month. And then of course we have our top 10 volume producers for the week, who are basically, volume is when you are bringing in new people consistently, your people are staying with you, right? So they're reordering their Shakeology, they're joining challenge groups every single month. Basically, this means that you're helping people every single month and you're helping them long term. And that's pretty much where your volume comes from, is from your customers. So Crystal, Amy, Amanda, Elizabeth, Melissa, Kirsten, Andrea, Carrie, Emily, and me are in the top 10 for this week. Okay, so this is the updated November. Oh, wow. I haven't even seen this yet, you guys. This is awesome. I haven't even seen this. So congrats to everybody that's on the board. This is the updated Success Club board for just today. So Crystal has 10, Melissa has 8, Taylor has 5, and Kirsten has 5. You guys are already on the board. Obviously, a bunch of people on deck. That's amazing. So keep going strong this month, you guys. Thankfully, the election is over today, so social media can kind of get back to normal. Well, hopefully. I guess it depends on what happens, right? But hopefully it'll get normalized here in the next week or so, and we can go back to living normal lives, right? And stop all the election talk. But because I know that's definitely been kind of bogging down our news feeds. So just in this time, like I encourage you guys, like, just stay positive with your followers, whatever happens in this election. I mean, I just encourage you not to get emotional over it. It is what it is. God has a plan, right? And so I wouldn't necessarily make that part of your social media unless that's totally your thing and you're really into this election. But everybody's got their opinion, right? And so just try to stay positive. I think that's the best thing that we can do as coaches, and just with social media in general, is to show people that no matter what happens in this world, we are positive and we are going to help people no matter what. Super Saturday was awesome. I hope you guys all went to Super Saturday. I know we had so much fun in Phoenix with all the girls that were there. We had some awesome speakers. We learned so much. Melissa spoke at our Super Saturday, Melissa Hogg, which was awesome. She did amazing, and her story is just super inspiring. So shout out to Melissa for speaking, because that's huge. It's hard. It's not easy to do, to get up there on stage in front of your peers. So big shout out to stepping out of your comfort zone and doing awesome. And then some new coaches, Amber, and then Candace, welcome. More new coaches, Shar and Jennifer, welcome. If you're on the call or you're watching the recording. Jenny and Molly, welcome. Sarah and Rachel. Serena and Tangi, welcome, you guys. I hope that you're excited to be here as a new coach. We're excited that you're here. And we hope that you learn a lot from this. All right, so let's jump into this call. So like I said, the topic is all about, hold on, let me shut off my Facebook because it keeps beeping back here. All right, so this call is all about the mom life balance and ending that guilt cycle. And I took this topic from, if you guys follow Michelle Myers, she has a ministry called She Works His Way. And I actually took this topic from her because it really just spoke to me. And I knew that it would speak to a lot of just the coaches on our team, and where most of us are in our lives. The majority of us have babies or small children at home. You're struggling to figure out, like, how can I make this business work while having a family, or whether, maybe you have a full-time job or whatever it is that you've got going on outside of Beachbody. And it's hard to figure out that balance, right? And it's never perfect, but there is a good way to do it and there's a bad way to do it. And like I said, I failed through the bad ways to do it. I remember going through that just totally vicious cycle of being with my daughter and my husband and feeling like I needed to work. Like my mind was always in a different place, or working and feeling guilty because I should be spending time with my daughter, or, something like that. And it totally made me unproductive in everything that I was doing. I was unproductive in my work because I wanted to be with my daughter, and I was unproductive in just being present with my family because I felt like I should be working. And so nothing got done. It was a big waste of time, right? And I know a lot of you guys have probably felt that before. I feel like we all probably have felt that way before. And I know that I feel like there's two like sides of the spectrum where you are maybe kind of like a workaholic and you're always thinking about work, right? Or you're never thinking about work because you're so focused on your family and you're totally forgotten about your business and this other thing that God has probably called you to do in your life, which is help people with their health and fitness goals. So you're either always working or you're never working. And so I feel like those are like the two far ends of the spectrum. And it really kind of just depends on your personality where you fall in there. It depends on maybe how much you're pulled in all these different directions and stuff like that. But one thing I know is that as wives, as mothers, we are never exempt from that job. That is always should be our very first, foremost priority. And so it's a lot easier to say, you know what, I give up on my business because I can't give up on my family, right? They're my number one. And I'm sure it's that way for everybody here. And so the business is what gets thrown kind of under the bus, right? And that's usually the last thing that happens. Either you have been in that workaholic stage and you realize you can't do it. I know I see a lot of coaches who go so hard towards the goal for like 1 month or 2 months, and they realize that they've maybe neglected their family during that time, and they say, well, I could just give up because I can't push that hard. I can't neglect my family anymore. And I think that when you're pushing for a goal, you have to have boundaries. Because if you push that hard and you feel that stressed out and you feel like you're neglecting your family, you're never going to want to push hard for a goal again, because it's not worth it. Because you're going to realize whatever that recognition was that you were going for, whatever that income goal was that you were going for, it's never going to be worth more to you than your family is worth to you. And so there has to be a schedule. There has to be balance. And you have to stop all the multitasking, because what people tell me, and from my own experience, why we get burnt out is because we're sitting there on our phones 24/7, where every message that pops up on our phone, we're responding to immediately, or you know what I mean? Like you're just so present on this that you can't focus on anything else, or like you're just doing too many things at one time, that it's just making you feel overwhelmed. It's making you feel stressed out. It's making you feel like you can't even be a good mom, or you can't be a good wife, because you have this other thing that's on your mind, right? So what I want you guys to do today is I want you to get a sheet of paper, and I want you to get, if you have like some markers, some different colored markers, you'll need like 5 colors if you have that. If you don't, that's okay. You can just pretend and do it later until you have that stuff available if you're at work or whatever. And you can kind of just listen to what's going on and do the exercise later. But we're going to do a little exercise to help you figure out this mom life balance and stop the guilt cycle, because it's not fun. It's not fun. I've been there. It's frustrating. This system that I'm going to share with you guys, I talked a little bit about it on our diamond call. I think it was last week or the week before. And I've been doing it probably for, I would say I've fully implemented it like last spring. And it's really helped me just have peace of mind in my business. I have not been burnt out. Like I just remember last year being so burnt out because I was doing the same thing. Like I was just multitasking way too much. and it clouds your mind. Like it really does. It like messes with your mind when you're multitasking too much. And so this has just helped me really set boundaries for myself that I needed for myself, for my family, made my business more productive and everything like that. So get your 5 different colors. And we are going to kind of go through this little exercise. And you guys, the biggest thing about that I want to stress to you guys is when we get on these team calls, when we have training or whatever, it's not all about business. When you come in as a Beachbody coach, we want you to have a healthier and more fulfilling life, right? It's not about work 24/7. That is not what we want. We want to have a positive lifestyle change. And that means in all areas of your life. That means in your home life, in your marriage, in your health and fitness, in your finances. So it's all of these areas. And it's not just one or the other. And so that's what I want you guys to remember. If you're feeling like it's too much business or you're feeling like it's too much fitness or whatever, this is about your goals. This is about your lifestyle. This is about you feeling happier and healthier, and not about, one or the other. It's about everything. It's not just business. It's about your life. Because you can't have, I really truly do not believe that you can have a growing business, that you can have a positive business that is moving forward if you're not moving forward in these other areas of your life, because you attract what you are. So if you're stressed out, if you're overworked, if you are, I don't know, just any emotion that goes along with this topic, you're going to attract people that are the same way. And so if you are positive, if you are excited about what you're doing, if you are having a great relationship with your husband, if you have a great relationship with your kids, you're enjoying life, your health and fitness is good, you've got that in check, and you're still able to, do the business activities that we're going to talk about, that's when your business is going to thrive, because people are going to see that. They're going to be attracted to that. Nobody wants to be stressed out. It doesn't mean people don't want to put in the work, okay? You have to have a good work ethic to build a successful business in any business, but it's not 100% work and 0% family, right? There's got to be a breaking point. So you are going to, on that sheet of paper, you're going to write down, you're going to make 5 boxes. So this is kind of what mine looks like. You can do it however you want, but you're going to have 5 different categories. So make 5 boxes or 5, I don't know, rows or columns or whatever. And each one is going to be a different color. So if you have different colors, make them different colors. And in each of these boxes is going to be 5 different aspects of your life that are important to you. And I want you guys to keep in mind that not everything in your life can go into these boxes. And if you are anything like me and you are a people pleaser, you have a hard time with this because you want to say yes to everything that everybody wants you to do or that everybody asks you to do. And sometimes you can't. And so this is going to help you distinguish what's really important in your life, what really matters, what are your priorities. And I'll share with you guys what my topics are, what my categories are. But I just want to share this quote that I heard. It's a John Maxwell quote, and he says, sometimes you have to say no to a good thing so you can say yes to the best things. And it's so true, because if you're somebody that's a people pleaser, you're always saying yes to everything, it just means that you're saying no to something else. So when you say yes to taking care of your sister-in-law's kids, or if you say yes to volunteering for the PTA, or you say, I mean, just any like random thing that could come up in your life that maybe isn't one of your top 5 priorities. You're saying no to a game night with your family, or a date night with your husband, or time to work your business, or whatever it is. You're saying no to something else. And so that's why having these priorities is really important. And another tip that I learned from Michelle Myers is, instead of just automatically saying yes or saying no when somebody asks you to do something or asks you to be a part of something that isn't one of your top priorities, you can say something like, you know what, that's really awesome. Thank you so much for thinking of me. I'm going to pray about that and I will get back to you. And then you actually buy yourself some time to evaluate, is this something that's going to benefit me? Is it going to benefit others? Is it one of my top priorities, or is it something that I don't need to do? Because I think that most of us feel like we have to do everything that everybody wants us to do. And you don't. It's okay to say no, because when you say no, sometimes you're saying yes to something that's so much better. And that's your family, that's your business, that's your marriage, whatever it is. And that's okay. And we have to start being okay with saying no. All right. So my 5 boxes are, my first one is growth / faith, I guess, however you want to put it that way. And for me, this box is my first box because it's my number 1 priority. And it's my number 1 priority because I feel like if I don't take care of myself, if I don't have my mind in check, if my spiritual well-being isn't in check, I can't do anything else. I can't be a good wife. I can't be a good mother. I can't be a good coach. I can't do any of these things if I am not taking care of myself first. And so I have to have my daily time with God every single day. So whatever your religion is, maybe you just have like meditation or spiritual time. I don't know, whatever it is for you. But for me, what goes into my growth box is my daily prayer time, my daily Bible study time, my personal development. These are all non-negotiable. So it's my first box because if nothing else in my life gets done, this is at least going to get done. I'm at least going to have my quiet time to pray and be with God. I also put into this box my workout, because I feel like that's kind of like my me time too. If you have any other growth opportunities that you do, kind of on a weekly basis, like I had a weekly Bible study that I attended. And so that was something that I put in there. We attend church every week. That's something that's really important to my personal growth, to our family's growth. So that's something I put in my box as well. But you can't put more than 5 things in each box. So just want to say that there's no more, there's 3 to 5 things max in each category in each box. Your boxes, FYI, do not need to be the same as mine. They can be similar, but they do not have to be the same. If you have different priorities, then your boxes are going to look different, right? And that's totally fine. You do not have to do anything the same as me. So my second box is my marriage. That's the next most important thing to me, because I believe that if my husband and I don't have a solid relationship, if we are not good, if we're not together, then the rest of our family is going to fall apart, right? So it all starts with us and our relationship. And so in that box, that can be your date nights. That could be, just hangout time with your husband that you have in the evenings or whenever it is. For a while, for me and my husband, it was just phone conversations because he was here in Israel and I was back home. So that was one of the things I had in my box, just making time to have conversations with him. Another thing that I had in that box is just a lot of kind of the mom/wife stuff. Like my husband likes our house a certain way. So just kind of the housekeeping stuff, cooking meals for him and for our family, like that kind of went in that box. Because, part of being a wife, that's part of our job is, and everybody has it set up differently. So this does not by any means have to be in your box. If your husband does the cooking, hallelujah, that's amazing. So that doesn't necessarily have to be in your box, but that's what's in mine. So again, 3 to 5 things in your second box. And then in my third box is my daughter, soon to be 2 children. And so my third box is Nora. And this is just all the activities that we do with her, playtime, going and doing little activities and spending time with her, whatever that looks like for you with your family. Okay, my fourth box is my business. And so for me, what that looks like is me focusing on just my business and growing that. So that's new conversations, that's invites to challenge groups, that's talking to people about coaching, that's follow-ups, social media, adding to my network. So putting 3 to 5 things in there that are important to growing your business. And that one's kind of always changing because you might have different tasks that you need to do for your business each day. So you're going to kind of work from a list, but you have the basic things that you need to be doing, right? Every single day for your business. You have your conversations and your invites, you have follow-ups, you have social media, you have, what else? Your inbox messages and stuff like that. All right. And then my last box is leading. So that for me is my team. So that's doing things like team calls, one-on-one calls with my coaches, different kinds of group trainings, doing recognition, just stuff like that, checking in with my coaches. Again, you do not have to have the same boxes as me. If you do not have a team yet, if you're a brand new coach, you're probably not going to have this box. If you have a full-time job right now, that's probably going to be one of your boxes because that's taking up a lot of your time. So you might want to make that one of your boxes. I would suggest making that one of your boxes if you have a full-time job. Okay, so I'll give you guys just a minute to kind of think about that, write down some ideas, what you want to put in your boxes. But the biggest thing about these boxes is that they don't ever overlap. So they should be in order of your priorities. But it doesn't necessarily mean that your top priority gets your most time and your bottom priority gets your least amount of time. It just means that, for example, if my daughter, something happens with my daughter, she is one of my top 3 priorities. And so if something happens with her and I need to spend more time with her, or she's sick, or she's, whatever it could be, I don't know. That's going to take precedence over my business. That's going to take precedence over my team. And so this is why you kind of put them in an order, so you know where your priorities fall, right? So if something happens in that box, then the other boxes kind of get moved down. All right, so the reason that you have different colors for each topic or each box is because now you have to start creating a schedule around what your priorities are. And this is the biggest thing, you guys. I feel like I did this a lot too. I would look at somebody who had a successful business And if they were a mom or whatever, if they had some sort of life situation that was similar to mine, I would say, oh, well, they must be just not spending enough time with their kids or something. And that's not true. It wasn't, they weren't doing anything wrong. They probably had everything together. I was the one that didn't have everything together. And so now it really, I get it, but it really bothers me when people say that they can't do this business because they can't be a good mom. And I go, well, look at all these women on our team. They're amazing moms and they do have successful businesses. So why do you think you can't do it? You can do it. You just haven't figured out how to put your schedule together. And that was me. I had not figured out how to manage my time. And so that's why I struggled. That's why I was putting blame on other people, saying, well, they must not be doing it the right way, or, their priorities must be out of whack. No, it wasn't them. It was me. I didn't know how to manage my time. I didn't know how to schedule my time. So don't say that you can't do this business and be a mom and be a wife. You can. You just have to be able to manage your time, and you have to be diligent about it. You have to be consistent about it. And you just have to do it the right way, and you have to figure it out. And like I said in the beginning, sometimes it takes some failing forward. And I hate seeing people that have that struggle and then they just decide that this isn't for them, right? This isn't for them. It must not be for them because they did it the wrong way last month or the past 3 months, and now they're burnt out. Instead of saying this isn't for me, say, how can I learn from this? Because I'm watching all these other girls who are doing it and they're doing a great job with, their priorities. Why can't I do it? And figure out the ways that you can make it better. And that's what I had to do. I had to do like a gut check and go, okay, why am I screwing up? Like, honestly, you just kind of have to gut check yourself and figure out, how can I do this better? And I think that's why this call is so important, because it's not about, you didn't fail your family, you didn't fail as a coach. You just have to learn. You just have to fail through some things to figure out how to do it a better way. And so just kind of reevaluating how you do things and switching it up is a good thing. It does not mean that you failed. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this schedule. So this is why I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. This is why your colors are important. And you can do this. So I have this done in Google Calendar. You don't have to do it electronically. I had it previously done in my planner, how I had my schedule written out. But I didn't bring my planner with me because I decided I was going to go electronic, because it's just too hard to travel with like 17 notebooks. So I chose like a couple that were really important. And then I was like, I'm going to do everything else electronically. So however you want to do it, if you have a planner that has like a time schedule in it each day or something like that, where you can kind of keep track, this is why you have your different colors. So for me, my growth and faith box is purple. So every single day, that's kind of where I start my day. Like I said, that's my non-negotiable, is I do my Bible study and my personal development at the beginning of each day. So for me, I've blocked out time. I've blocked out purple time. And this is what my schedule looked like when I was back at home. I have, you might go through different changes in your life. You move, you have a new baby, whatever, and you're going to have to completely rework your schedule. Right now, I do not have a schedule because 9-hour time difference, and I'm still trying to figure things out and trying to get Nora on a schedule and all of that. So this is not what my schedule looks like today, but this is what it looked like previously on the days that, Nora is home with me. So, because she's been in preschool. And so that obviously opens up a little bit more time for me. But up until this August, she was home with me every day. So I've built my business with her being home with me 100%. So this, you guys, is what my schedule looked like previous to August, I would say every single day. But she was in preschool 3 days a week. So, like I said, my purple time is blocked off. This is my non-negotiable. My red time is my work time. So after I got my workout in the morning, I would just basically work until Nora woke up, which is around 7:30ish. You know, obviously when you have kids, not every day is going to look exactly like this, right? So maybe she woke up at 7 one day, and so I didn't get that work time in. Or maybe she woke up at 6 one day and I didn't even get my workout in. Not every day is going to look exactly perfect, but you schedule in the time and you do your best to make it look like that, right? This is what I planned to do, but things just don't go perfectly to plan every single day. Then I have blue time. So my blue time is my Nora box. This is my baby box. We would have breakfast. We would, go run errands, go to the library, do activities at home, whatever it is that we had going on. That was my blue box. And we would do that until it was about time for her to take her nap. Put her down for her nap. Then I've got my green time. So my green time is my marriage. And like I said, part of my green box is keeping our house in order, because that's important for my marriage. And so doing the dishes, just cleaning things up a little bit, I would give myself a little bit of time to do that. Then I would be completely focused on my work time. So I'm back to the red time. And here's the thing, you guys, when you block out and you see these colors like this, and you see, okay, I have this time that's red time, I have this time that's blue time, and you can visually see exactly what it is that you should be doing or what you need to be doing, there's no guilt, because when you're in this blue box, you're fully in that blue box. You're fully present in that blue box, that family time. And so when you switch over to this red time, this work time, there's no guilt, because you're fully present in that work time. And you don't have to feel bad about that, because look at all this blue time that you have throughout the day. You have so much family time throughout the day that you don't feel bad for taking 2 hours to work your business. And again, this does not have to be your schedule. Your family looks different than mine. Your life looks different than mine. I'm just giving you guys an example so you can see what it could look like. So, then, we'd have activities in the afternoon when she would wake up. You have dinner time. All of that goes into this box for me. Then, this was like a Wednesday night. This is just an example of a Wednesday night, I guess. I did Bible study on Wednesday night, so that's another purple box. Family time. Wednesday nights, I wouldn't work on Wednesday nights, because that was like my time to either be with my husband or just whatever stuff that needed to get done. But other nights I would work. So like Thursday night, I would work from 9 to 10 p.m. So, and I didn't feel bad about working from 9 to 10 p.m. Even if my husband was home. Obviously when he wasn't home, it was easy, but he would know, like, these are my 2 to 3 nights a week that I'm spending on my business. And he knew that, he knew ahead of time that I was going to be working those nights. But I had Wednesday night and Friday night and Saturday night and Sunday night that were reserved for just for him or for just our family time. And so it wasn't ever a big deal. And so I think being really, having that communication with your spouse is really important, that they know, like, hey, I'm going to take these 2 or 3 nights every single week to work my business for an extra hour. But on these nights, I'm with you 100%. I'm not sitting there texting on my phone, right? Because I don't know about you guys, but that was the biggest thing that my husband was like, what the heck? You were on your phone and I'm trying to talk to you. And that was kind of my breaking point, is when we got in an argument about me being on my phone and we were having he was trying to have a conversation with me. Right. And so I was like, I went to that place. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I'm not going to mess up my marriage for this business. Right. And so again, you get to a bad place and you're like, okay, it's time to reevaluate what I'm doing. And this green time, when I'm with my husband now, I don't even look at my phone. My phone is gone. It's in my purse. It's in the other room. It's on the charger somewhere where I can't see it. But these nights, he knows, like, this is my work time. I'm going to be focused on that. So just having that clear communication, I think, is super important. And then I think that's mainly it. Does anybody have questions? No questions? Okay, you guys. So I hope that was helpful. I hope that it gives you some kind of guidelines to what can help you, because that's like my biggest pet peeve now is I hate seeing people get burnt out in the business because they're trying to work 24/7. They're trying to multitask 24/7 and they feel like they're neglecting their family. Because that sucks. Like, that feeling just really sucks. And I don't ever want anybody to feel that way. I don't ever want anybody to feel like that's what they have to do to be successful, because it's not. Like, if you saw my schedule, how it's set up that way, I'm still working like 3 to 4 hours a day, but it's just broken up into what works for my life. And I don't have to feel guilty about it because I have so much other time that I'm spending and I can visually see it, which is kind of the cool thing. So if you ever feel that way, you can kind of be reminded, like, look at all of that family time that I've got on my board right there, or on my schedule. So yes, I know it is a big thing for everybody. And I think it's super important that you just, and if it doesn't work, like, tweak it the next month. Like, figure out, like, okay, where can I shift things around? Where can I make it a little bit better? Or where can I find a little bit more time for my husband? Where can I find a little bit more time for my business on these days, or whatever it is? But it does require you saying no to some things. And just being okay with that is important, because you can't say yes to everything and do these top 5 priorities with excellence. And if those are your top 5 priorities, then you should be doing them with excellence. All right. If nobody has any questions, we will get going. Let's see. Okay, Megan says, I work 45 hours a week and have tried multiple ways to create a schedule, but cannot find a way that works for me without losing sleep or cutting time with my boyfriend. I would say, Megan, it really depends. Like, well, first of all, I assume you have a lunch break at your job, right? Like, take an hour at work. What I've been told is if you are working for somebody else 45 hours a week, you should be getting at least 1 hour during that work day. And if you're spending that time working for somebody else when you're not getting paid to, that's a problem. You need to take that time that you're given from your employer and build your business. So that's one thing I would say. I know that's one thing. Melissa, I don't think she's on here right now, but that's one thing I know she was really, really consistent about, is she was a teacher, so she would take half of her prep hour and she would work her business during that time. And that wasn't even a full hour that she got, but that's what she did. So taking that time that you have, that's a lunch break or whatever kind of breaks you get, working your business then. But then also, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you guys, when I was building my business, I did lose sleep. I mean, it depends how bad you want it, to be honest with you. I wanted it really bad, and so I was willing to lose sleep over it. And again, I mean, don't like not sleep. That would be bad. But like I was sleeping probably like instead of 8 hours a night, I was probably sleeping 6 hours a night because I wanted to get 2 more hours in of work that I wanted to do. And so it really just depends how bad you want to get out of that job, how bad you need this opportunity. If you don't need it or if it's not important to you, then maybe just working on your lunch break. I don't know. But for me, I know that I really wanted the goals that I had set forth for myself. And so I did, and I would say in the first year and a half to 2 years, I did lose sleep. And so that might not be what you want to hear, but if you really can't figure out like any other situation that works, then you might have to stay up 30 minutes later or an hour later. Even if you did it like a couple nights a week or something, or maybe on the weekends, you take more time on the weekends to work your business. I don't know what your job is if you work like Monday through Friday or what that looks like or whatever. But it does take sacrifice. It definitely takes sacrifice if that is your goal. If your goal is to leave that job, then you will have to sacrifice either some sleep or you'll have to say, hey, to my boyfriend, like, I need 2 nights a week where I am fully engaged in my business. So these are our 3 nights or 4 nights together, whatever. Okay, that's a really good tip, Crystal. She said she worked the business in 15-minute increments, made a master list on Sunday, then going into work, she would message 5 to 10 people, friend 10 people. If she got her lunch, she would return messages. That's awesome. That's awesome advice. She would sit in the car before leaving 15 minutes and send messages to people. And of course, post every 4 hours, then follow up with challenges and coaches after the kids are in bed. Great tip, Crystal. And that's what it takes. It takes you just being diligent and taking those little pockets of time that you do have or that you can kind of create. Like Crystal said, she sat in her car for 15 minutes extra after leaving, and she would take 15 minutes to just send out some messages to people. And so I think that's an awesome tip. Just figuring out those tiny little pockets where you can just kind of get one little task done, send out 5 messages or whatever it is. All right. Do we have any other questions? Okay, you guys. Well, thanks for hopping on. I hope that this was helpful. I hope y'all have an awesome day. It's 9:00 over here, so we are kind of gearing down for the night. But thank you guys, and I will talk to you later. Bye.